Hey guys, it's the Artsy Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and yes, maybe a little bit of food. And let's do this. Okay, come on guys, you know how this works. Let's take a sip of black coffee before we begin. Come on. Mmm. Okay, baby. And yes, going on my Crash Bandicoot coaster. And yes, guys, if you're new here today and you are into gaming retrospectives, complete unboxing experiences, art and graphic design, and of course a whole load of nostalgia, then yes, you are so in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. And yes, if you are enjoying the Artsy Gamer mess and madness and you want to get notified when the next video goes live, then of course just pop on your notification bell. How by tails there. Well, in today's video, I want to draw our attention to our backdrop here. It was only last week when we were doing the comic videos that I said quite a few of the comics that I was showing had been displayed in my backdrop for quite a while, early stages during YouTube. And throughout the, months, guys, months. I haven't been doing this for years, just months. I have been tinkering around with my backdrop just to make it a little bit better for the viewers. And you know what? I would quite like to do regular updates. And then I thought, yes, come on guys, I could do a really lovely video of it as well. Maybe so often, I don't know, 6 months, I could do a little video of how we can just, I don't know, twerk up our backdrop. I don't know where the word twerk came from. So I thought, yeah, absolutely, I could just have a look at our current state of it now, then maybe go over to the, what was I calling it the other day? The gaming cabinet? I don't know. And maybe just pick out a few games from there to swap over and swap out, and maybe we could do this on a regular basis. Maybe I could get the Discord involved as well. Maybe kind of a bit of a vote of what games could be displayed. Maybe, I don't know, a winner of one of my art pieces could then choose one of their favorite games of all time to be displayed in the backdrop. I don't know. The ideas are endless, and I thought we could just start with today's video with just having a little look and replacing a few games out. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to take another sip of coffee. And then we'll have a little look at my backdrop. Come on, guys. You know what I mean? Come on. I might even think about porridge. Lovely. Yeah, I might take a bit of a bite of porridge before I get set up. Okay, so this is my current set out so far, and I don't really want to tinker with any of my art pieces. I think they look quite good just there. They're easy to point to when I do my startup screen, notification bell, sub, and the like button. But what I would really like to do is, yeah, just mix this bit up once in a while just to change it up. As you can see, it is very, very Crash focused, and I don't want new viewers to think I'm all about Crash. I do enjoy many other games as well. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do today. So as you can see, I have got one PSP game just located at the back there. That's quite a nice fit, so we could look to maybe replace that out. I have got another Crash game, of course, so another PlayStation 2 at the back. A little PlayStation 2 game, again, coming forward. It's that Crash Twinsanity. And then I do have a PlayStation 1 game located behind the Crash and the Dumbledore. So, yeah, why not? We could maybe find a PSP game, 2 other PlayStation 2 games, or maybe a PlayStation 3. We could definitely have a look at that. And then, yeah, maybe another PlayStation 1. So, why not? What we'll do is we'll go just behind the scenes again and take a look. Quite hard work, guys. Let's take another sip of coffee. Come on, join me. There we go. So as you could see, I cleared the space to just get a nice bit of room to put some new games in. The ones I'm clearing away then are Crash Tag Team, the one on PlayStation 2 and the PSP. I have mentioned it before in some of my pickup videos. I do actually quite like getting the lovely big PlayStation 2 version and then a little tiny baby version for the PSP. I would like to do more of that, so definitely stay tuned for the channel. I would like to maybe even do a dedicated video to that, so that would be quite cool, just looking at different games where they have a PlayStation 2 and a PSP one, and if I go and collect it, that'd be great. Of course, Crash Twinsanity, great game. I've only played it, gosh, maybe like 3 hours or so of actually playing it when I was younger. I just kind of got lost in it. It was a little bit too hard for me, but I would like to go back and play that, absolutely. That's why I got it. So yeah, great game, and that was resting my backdrop because I really love the green color to it. It really does add a flash of green, sorry. So yeah, I really do like that. And of course, this bad boy here, the original Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1, unfortunately Platinum's edition, so yeah, that's probably why I want to swap this one out. Okay then, so yeah, here we go. Now I've actually only got one other PSP game, which is the Daxter one here, and again, unfortunately, Platinums, but why not? Let's mix it up a little bit. I love the Jak and Daxter franchise. I do need, of course, guys, to go and get the pristine copies on PlayStation 2, 1, 2, and 3. But I have got a really nice, awesome PSP version just to get ready for my Jak and Daxter hype, which will definitely be coming soon to this channel, absolutely. But why not? Okay, so we'll take this one. Do I want to have another PlayStation 1 game in there? Now, annoyingly, guys, my collection isn't that big at the moment. And yes, I do have the Harry Potter game here. Again, a very fun one that I've played on TikTok. Everyone had a good old laugh at me playing this. But there is a Harry Potter in here that I do want to put on display. And maybe having 2 Harry Potters might be a little bit of an overkill, because I do want to kind of stop the whole loads and loads of games of the same franchise on the go, just to mix it up a little bit. You know, I had all the Crash. I just need to reduce that a little bit. So you know which one I'm going to say, guys, don't you? It's Philosopher's Stone on the PlayStation 2, and that is just, it's got to be on there. It is the most expensive game in my collection. It has come from one of my beautiful moderators on YouTube, Discord, and TikTok, David Adam Richards, a great friend of mine that I've met doing through this channel. So where's it gone again? Here it is. Yeah, this has got to be resting in my backdrop, hasn't it? So I believe that will probably take out maybe Crash Team Racing, whatever I call it, Tag Team. I think that one, yeah, could swap out for this one, absolutely. It's a really lovely piece, isn't it? We've got Harry there just looking up from his book of spells. It's a truly wonderful game, and I want new people that come to the channel to know that I'm a Harry Potter fan, and I tell you what, a hardcore one at that, because I've got this really awesome, expensive copy on display. So it's a must, and I think that one's definitely got to be added. So, okay, so there we go. We've got these 2 so far. Lovely. Now, I think going back to that PlayStation 1 case here, the Crash one, I think we could swap this out for a PlayStation 3, because those PlayStation 3 games are a little bit smaller, so it should be able to fit in there quite nicely. I think I want a Ratchet in there. I've got to have a Ratchet. I love Ratchet and Clank. It was actually, I would say, one of my first games that I completed from start to finish with like no help whatsoever from my dad or anything. These are the ones on PlayStation 3, not PlayStation 2, by the way. And I believe it was this one here. Yeah, and I believe from lots of sources that this is the best game of the Ratchet and Clanks that you can get on PlayStation 3. I'm yet to play it yet on TikTok, but I have played this many moons ago when I was younger. I did have a lot of the Ratchet and Clanks on the PlayStation 3, so a lot of my memories are kind of like merged into one of which game was which. So I did kind of have to ask around, is this one good or was there another better one? I can't quite remember, but lots of of people have been saying that this was like the one on PlayStation 3. So I do think this has to definitely go in my backdrop, absolutely. So I believe this one will replace the Crash here. And of course, Crash can just, yeah, sit there nicely until I start to build up a bit of a PlayStation 1 collection. But there we go. Yeah, I think that one's a really nice one. And I think it will start to complement each other. You know, we've got a nice bit of green from Daxter there, and I'm not, you know, missing out from the green as I move this one away. You know, I've still got that accent of green, which I love. I do love a good green. So there we go. Got a lovely subtle hint of bluey purples with the Harry Potter. And then I'll tell you what, this one complements it really well. We have got a bit of a merge of the colours, I would say, there, that's going to look really nice on the backdrop. So yeah, there we go. Those are those three. Replacing those ones. Right, okay, yeah, so we do need one more PlayStation 2 game. And you know what? I might even be able to feed in another one, so we could just have a little bit of a mess around with it. But I do need to replace out Crash Twinsanity. I'm getting rid of this one. Now, you know what? I have got Simpsons Hit and Run here. Oh, I mean, I'm currently playing it on TikTok at the moment. I still haven't quite finished it yet, so it might be a little bit annoying for me to like keep going to my backdrop to like carefully pick it out so it doesn't knock over anything. So I might leave this one, but not to say, you know, in future videos, if this becomes a bit of a regular thing, that yeah, absolutely, boom, this will be on my backdrop, because I do want to make this into a bit of a series. So I might pass on this one. I have got maybe GTA. We could pop GTA in there, but I do have a lovely GTA, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. I don't know why I said GTA and Grand Theft all at the same time, you know. Lovely poster, which is located up there. So people are aware that I'm a bit of a GTA fan. So maybe one of the games doesn't necessarily have to be located on there. But could do. I am a big Splinter Cell fan though, guys. I love a good Splinter Cell. I do want to maybe add that bit of realism into my maybe backdrop for people who are a bit like, okay, it is very much just cartoonified, you know, where is that realism? So I could look for a bit of Splinter Cell. Gosh, I am actually a little bit unsure. But then again, I love Crash Bandicoot as well, and I don't want to lose that element. But then I have got the Crash figures and the signs, so is that good enough? Yeah, let's have a little think. Well, I tell you what. When I actually posted that Scooby-Doo game on YouTube, the YouTube Shorts, that actually got a good lot of views. For some reason, people are actually quite intrigued by that box art. Whether or not it brought back a lot of nostalgic memories, I don't know. But that actually picked up a lot of traction. So maybe we could go down the Scooby-Doo route potentially. I quite like that. So why not? Let's pick it out. So I believe we have got it around there somewhere. And my favorite game of all time on the PlayStation 2. Yes. So here it is. The Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights. So yeah, for some reason that picked up a lot of traction. So maybe it would be quite nice to just have it in the backdrop there, and on a couple of thumbnails that I put up, it might attract the eye of some people. So Scooby-Doo could be a contender there. I don't mind Scooby-Doo, but like I said, that Splinter Cell as well, you know, that flash of green that I might be losing out if I don't put on there, I don't know. Of course, that Metal Gear Solid with that lovely comic book thing. Gosh, okay then guys, you know what, I think I might see if I can squeeze 2 more PlayStation 2 games in there, because it really is tricky. So I think maybe Scooby-Doo, why not? And go on then, should we do a bit of a Tom Clancy? I'm feeling it, and if I'm feeling it, then it's a must, isn't it? So come on, let's get a bit of Tom Clancy Splinter Cell in there. And yeah, that was actually the one that I was hoping for, that lovely flash of green that those goggles just give off. Wow, wow, wow. They are just stunning, aren't they? Yeah, very, very happy with this choice, I think. So yeah, all right then, guys. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the collection and then we'll have a little bit of a play around and see how well it looks. So we've gone for Splinter Cell here, Scooby-Doo. To replace out the PSP, we've gone for the Daxter edition here. Not doing tag team. A PlayStation 3, Ratchet and Clank. And then, of course, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Absolute gem on the PlayStation 2. So, okay, all right. So that's our collection. I'll tidy this up a little bit and then we'll see what I can do. Here we go. So yeah, this is my very bare shelf that I've got at the moment. And if you are wondering how I got kind of the two tiers that I've got going on there to display things a little bit higher and things a little bit lower, is literally just a box that I've turned upside down, a Tupperware box or whatever, literally just flipped it upside down. And then I just literally just pop it right in the corner there. And that just acts as a little platform just to show off things a little bit higher. And then you've got the things that are lower down just on this table there. I think it works really well. And again, guys, it really isn't anything special. So yeah, here we go. We'll start to put on the knickknacks first, just because then it will help me place around the games. So of course I have got my Team U Spyro that I actually painted over the Christmas break. Really, really fun thing that I did with a few friends. And yeah, I'm calling it a Team U Spyro because actually I believe it was meant to be a giraffe. But I was like, I can make that into a Spyro. So yeah, Team U, hence because I'm laughing already. Yeah, sorry, Team U because, you know, we haven't got the proper kind of like big horns or anything. And for some reason, his ears are very, very big here. Spyro, I don't think he has any ears, Spyro. But yeah, anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. So he has actually been a new addition to our backdrop and he has just been resting there. Now, actually, I do get a few comments with this. Like, why have you got like a broken mug here? And again, actually, I would say very, very early subscribers of the channel will know that this was pretty much my mug that I would use to drink out of. But unfortunately, it actually broke. It may even broke on camera, actually, and I may have left it in. I can't remember. But yeah, it was just so iconic, and I just had to leave it back in there. And actually, it's quite cool the way it's just kind of broken, and the coffee cup is there, just still quite present. And actually, guys, I drew this. I actually drew this. Again, I went to a very similar place. Sorry. It's something like Paint a Pot, and you can go and you can choose your mug or ornament or whatever you want to do. And then you can sit down and paint them, and then they get glazed, and then they, you know, you can go and pick them up at a later date. I believe lots of towns and cities have them. Well, around my kind of area anyway. So yeah, he is actually currently sitting in the backdrop as well. Why not? You know, I often say, you know, let's take a sip of coffee and stuff, and coffee is quite iconic of what I do on my TikTok as well. So yeah, I think he's really cool and should stay there. And then of course, yes, we've got our Crash Bandicoot and we've got our Crash 3D printed logo. Of course, I do want to keep this in there. Now I have stopped to put, you know, the PlayStation Crash Bandicoot, so I'm not going to pop them back in there. So I think it's still good to have these to show that I'm a massive Crash fan, of course. So we'll just pop these here where they were. Lovely. And of course I did have, just coming over here actually, my Crash Bandicoot coaster. So again, you know, people know I'm a big fan. So we will just pop that back there as well. All right, lovely. Okay, we do have our Dumbledore still present. I might just pop him down here for now, and then if we do have a little bit of room for him to be on display, then I will pop him back up. But, you know, I do want to make this quite gamified. So if Dumbledore doesn't make an appearance, it's no offense to Dumbledore, but, you know, we want to keep it gamified.
If Dumbledore doesn't make an appearance, it's no offense to Dumbledore, but, you know, we want to keep it gamified.
So, yeah, we'll just pop him down there for now. Okay, then, so let's go to the games that we selected from, what am I going to call it?
I don't know, the gaming collection library?
I don't know. But anyway, here we go. So I think Harry Potter, my most expensive game in the collection, needs to be in there. So I think we'll just pop that at the back, nice and high so people can see it. So we'll see how that goes. All right. maybe just off on the angle there. Lovely. Yeah, I think people can see that. Nice. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's go for another game that might just rest over here. This would probably have to be another PlayStation 2 game. So why not? Let's go for the Scooby-Doo, and we'll just pop that one there, just like that. Yeah, that rests quite comfortably, which is good. Of course, I did want to, give a good shout out to Splinter Cell, and maybe I could just kind of like curve this off to the side there, because we are actually adding an extra game in here, so it could start to look a bit cluttered, but we'll see how it goes. So maybe if I just angle this off slightly, and then you know what's going to happen though, guys. Something's going to fall. All right, okay, not too bad. Let's just move the coffee cup and everything to one side. Okay, all right, it's staying there, it's staying there. Easy transition then for the PSP game. That just got located there, wasn't it? So we'll just pop that back there for that Daxter, which is quite nice. And then, of course, we have got the Ratchet & Clank game here. I did display my PlayStation 1 game actually just in the front. So maybe if I just move this back ever so slightly, and it might just wreck the... Oh, gosh, yeah, it is quite big, isn't it? Actually, it's bigger than I thought. It was bigger than I thought. Let's just see. You know what? Could I maybe move the Daxter up slightly? It might just move or ruin the aesthetic of the Sonic there, but we'll just see. Okay. All right. And then maybe the Clank game could go there. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, yes, the Sonic might get a little bit lost, but you can still visibly see the like button there, which is, what we want to see, isn't it? You can still see the sub now. Notification bell is nice and high. And we have got a real mix here of games, which I think is quite nice. So what we'll do is I'll start to wrap things up, and I'll just kind of, end the video how I would, and we'll see how the backdrop looks. And then, guys, give me some feedback. Yeah, get the comments going down below. Are these the best games that I should have selected? Do they look good there? Shall I mix it up again? Yeah, absolutely. So I'll kind of go and get sat back with my coffee, and we'll see how things look. And here we are, guys. Yeah, let's just take another sip of coffee then. Why not? Come on, join me, join me. Oh, yes, baby. There we go. Well, I quite like that. Yeah, it actually does look a little bit more busier, which is great. I want people to come here to the Artsy Gamer to see that, wow, I do enjoy a mixture of games, which is obviously very clear here. Yes, I would say that maybe the Philosopher's Stone is a bit lost. So maybe I could actually replace the Splinter Cell out and pop Splinter Cell at the back and bring Philosopher's Stone at the front there to really show that, yeah, gosh, that is probably one of my most expensive games on the PlayStation 2. So I could have a little bit of a play around. But in overall, I do actually like the setup there. Like I said, a bit busier, more going on, and it isn't just Crash, which is kind of my concern. As I was looking at it earlier and going, yeah, that was very, very Crash dominated, isn't it? But yeah, there we go, guys. I hope that was a little fun video for you today. Yes, it's the Artsy Gamer, so we do like to get arty-farty and creative, and definitely that is a thing to do. So let me know down below, was that a good thing? Are you interested in some of the games I put, or like, no, you need to change those games up? Absolutely. Do you want this to be kind of like a regular update thing? Let me know. Get the comments rolling. It'll be really, really fun to know. Well, that is pretty much it for me today then, guys. I will obviously see you on my next YouTube video and TikTok live. Let's just take one more sip of coffee with my new backdrop. Come on.
You know me.
Yes, over and out.